Hey, welcome back. We're back in Timberborn in our Windtop Bluff colony, and today we've got some more industrialization to do. However, I think we're going to split it up. We have kind of a major area here, but we started one over here last time, which we'll slowly work on, but I think I'd like to get two more put in here because we're starting to run low on our industrial products, I guess you could call them. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this little space right here and turn it into a nice place to get some planks that we're starting to run low on and some gears that we definitely will run low on once we start building other stuff. So let's take a look at our power here. We'll grab the generators and we'll just come all the way across. Let's start there. And there we go. You know what? Let's go the other way with them. We'll put one right on the corner. There we go. Right there. And we'll work back this way and see. Yeah, we'll just do that. And then as for the way to connect them, well, we're just going to come in here. We're going to get lumber mills. And we'll come down. There we go. Can I get another one in there? Not really. Sort of. But then I don't have a way to connect in the gear factories that I want to cross the road here. So let's get those in. And then to connect this one in, I'm going to have to flip this around. You know what? We could flip all of these just so the doors match, because why not? Let's do that. And then, oops, did I flip those already? Yeah, kind of looks like I did. There we go. Let's do this. Well, it's going to think about it for sure. There it goes. I think I had moved them a bit too much for it. So let's come through here. We'll get those connected. And then we'll put power in here. Connect them all in. 1, 2, 3 there. However, before I put this one in, I should probably look into putting maybe some kind of power gravity battery over here. Let's see. Can I put in? We've got 1 and 1. And we'll put in the gravity battery right here. There we go. And let's say I would like these done pretty quickly. There we go. We'll do the power on these two. We'll do all of those. Do I need to connect those behind there? No, not really. Could I replace those with probably storage? Yeah, I might eventually, but we'll leave them the way it is for now. It looks kind of neat, so we'll do that. Once they've got this in, let's see, is there a different place that we could put batteries? We could also put batteries behind here. Let's do one there, one there, one here. We'll connect all these in as well. And that should be good enough. We'll pause this so they can get back there. I think they should be able to walk that far, but we'll make a road anyway. There we go. They've got a couple of these going, which should help us speed things up. And this little production center right here is really one of the strengths of the Folktails. You can make, and we probably eventually will, make a huge power station for these, but you can also make smaller ones and just make smaller whatever's needed industry at the moment. Of course, until it's all in there, you get spots like this where it will pause before the batteries get in there and so on, but for the most part can help you build pretty quick. Something else I know we need, we have 11 vacancies and only 1 unoccupied bed. So I think what we're going to do, maybe we'll come up here. Are these guys done with this? They have 2, 9, 19, and 20. Yeah, they could probably, tell you what, let's say prioritize these so they get those out of there really quick. They can pick up these last couple, and then let's go ahead and plan on getting some houses up here. How about 4 there, and then we do this, this, and this until they get those in there. And we'll plan for the platforms that we'll need here. They've almost got all of these, so let's get those in there. We'll get a nice staircase up there, and these can go here. And once that's in there, we can probably finish this off. I don't want to put this last one in because they'll do something dumb, like put these stairs in and get a whole bunch of beavers trapped under here. I just know it. Sometimes these beavers have a little problem understanding basic building principles, so you gotta kind of let them do what they need to do first. So while they're working on taking those out and building other things, we'll go ahead and figure out how to get in some of the weird decorations that we're going to have over here. So let's start with decorations. Let's grab the almighty shrub here. They're going to need, each one is going to need there, there, and there. There we go. How about the lights? We'll get one for those. One for those. One for those. Oh, are these guys done? They are done. Let's, we'll just delete you. And let's get this in there first so that we don't have to worry too much about it. And we'll do that. We'll do more of the weird decorations here. How about roofs? Let's get in maybe one roof here, one here, and one here. Scarecrows, they should be able to build one here. And we'll get one in there, and then maybe there. Beaver statues, one here, one here. And finally, bulletin boards. That covers all of those. So, not perfectly symmetrical, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It makes the beavers happy with their weird decorating habits. So, we'll let them finish up that, and hopefully that'll help with the population we're having trouble with. It would probably also help if we didn't have a bunch of beavers sitting around doing nothing. So let's clear those up. There we go. That looks good. We've got plenty of water still coming in here. This is all looking good. Speaking of which, I might as well just get rid of this because there's not a whole lot of beavers coming through here. Our gravity batteries are going down over here too still. So I'm going to try and sneak in. Well, I can sneak in at least one more there. And then once this is done, we can put probably one more there as well. How's this section going? Hopefully going pretty well. The gears are having a bit of a tough time, but you know what? If we can just get this taken care of, let's say that's super important too. That way I can put this in and finish off the gears here. And we won't have to worry too much about that. This is still growing up, so I don't quite need this yet. But I also don't need this. They're not really doing anything. This guy is not really doing anything, so we'll pause them. This is all looking really good. Did this guy finish up over here? He's on his last log. These guys could be working on stuff. That guy's still working on stuff, so I'm fine with that. Over here, we've got plenty of metal that we need to pick up, and we could probably use a better place than way over here to put these logs. So let's empty that, and we'll clear out these right here. There we go. That's out of there. Get a pile, let's say about, yeah, that looks good. Close enough, right? Should be good to go there. And then I want to connect in. We'll see if we can connect into this. But I don't think I can just put one up there and reach. No. Can I get like an in-between one here? Maybe one here and... yeah, that should work. There we go. We'll add these in as connections. One there, and one there. There we go. That'll take them a minute. We've got beavers there that need to go in. We've got beavers here that need to go in. These are starting to come up, which is fine. This is all dead, so they can actually stop being here. They can go find other things to do. We're only 3 vacancies down. They're starting to get in this. So actually, we could probably do this and say these are more important. And then this, and this one are more important. And we'll just pause that one. There we go. That'll give them plenty of places to live, hopefully. You know, while we're over here, since they've already got it so nice, let's just say we'll put in a couple more campfires. Since I think we've only got one on the map, might as well give them a couple more places to hang out while they're waiting to do stuff. This guy finally finished. Good work there, buddy. That's looking good. How are they doing down here? This is done. They just need to finish building it. That is not quite done. So, tell you what, while we're waiting, we've got this main thing up. I want to go ahead and make sure that we don't need science basically anymore at all. So, we're going to unlock our observatory. And can I fit it underneath here? No, I can't. I can put it here, though. We get 2 of them for now. That should keep our heads far above water on science for quite a while. We'll put those 2 in. And then I noticed that we're not doing so great on metal blocks. So we'll just toss in a couple of metal block factories because we can just do this as we need, basically. We'll just put in, well, let's put in 3. If we don't need 3, we'll shut them down later. Let's go ahead and plan for our power here. We'll do 1, 2. You know what? We'll just go quite a ways across here. Can you get in? Nope, you can't get in anywhere there. We'll get in our batteries. 1, 2, 3 batteries. Let's see what we could probably put in. 1 shaft there. We could connect those in, but we'll have to leave. I don't know if I'll have to leave that open. I will have to leave at least. Will I have to leave that open? Let's take a look. If I have to pause one of them, I should be able to get to most of that. And then here. Oh, I don't need 3. I can do that in 1, can't I? I'll just have to pause it. There we go. You can be paused, and we'll take the road back here. That should give us plenty of time and ability to get that in there. Oh, good. They've got this pretty much done. Let's get you out of there. Get our nice windmill in there. They're still working on that one. They're still working on that one. We've got dynamite to take out here, which we might as well go ahead and do. Let's take that out, and we'll plan for getting these here. There we go. That'll let them get over there. They don't need those ladders anymore, so let's go ahead and take that out of there. Well, let's take all of them out of there, though. There we go. That's connected in. They're looking good here. Our water is mostly full. I'm surprised. We have a decent amount of food coming in. We have a ton of beds. Let's see. Are you... You know what? Let's unpause you. Hopefully they don't get caught. Knowing our luck, whenever we unpause this, they'll probably get caught in there somehow. But we're going to have to give them just a little bit of a chance. Did I? Yes, I did turn those off. So those should be fine. This is fine. These are all good. Our chestnuts and our extra maple are starting to come in. In fact, do these trees have maple on them? Not quite. Almost, though. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug, or not unplug, but unpause that. And that will give them a chance to actually come down here, pick that up. Still don't think... Oh, there's a little bit down here that they could probably pick up. That's okay. We'll leave them to that. The food seems to be coming in okay. We'll keep an eye on it now that we're getting a huge population boost there. But for the most part, I think we should be okay. We've got a bunch of fields that still need harvesting. We've got the extra processing power to actually get the grist mills going. The real question is, do we have places to cook all of this? And what are we lacking? We're lacking the crackers, we're lacking the grilled spatterdock, and the pastries, which they probably get all eaten fairly quickly. So, do I want to toss in more here? This seems like a place that I could connect to here. Is there maybe we could do some bakeries up here? Let's do a couple of bakeries for those two, and then we'll do an extra grill as well. There we go. We'll set that one to, what are we out of? Chestnuts, was it, or spatterdock? Do we have spatterdock? We don't really have much. Yes, we do. We're just not grilling it fast enough. So we'll do that. We'll do our crackers. We'll do our pastries. And we'll let them work on those. We should have plenty of the spatterdock here. It looks like it's starting to all come in. Over here, I think the cattail is starting to come in. So overall, not too bad. Let's take a look here in just a minute and see what they've built. They've got our zip lines all the way over here finally. They can gotta stop here in the middle, and then they can actually head most of the way back. They have to come around the mountain here to get back on over here, but that's okay. Our science station here is going in pretty quick now that our next small industrial area is all in. It seems to be keeping up with the power okay. They're doing all right all together. And it is letting us fill up some of our area, or some of our supplies for some of the other things. Over here, we're still waiting on the dynamite. I'm not sure what the holdup is on that. Tell you what, though, we're going to go ahead and empty that and get rid of all of these. And once they put those in there, there we go. We'll take that one out. Let's get a couple more large storages. This one can be for the treated planks, and this will just say you can come out of there. This one can be for, let's make that for the metal blocks themselves, and that can go out. And then we'll put one more of these in here. There we go, and that can be for the scrap metal to come in for these guys. As soon as they've got all of this worked out, it looks like it's gonna take them just a minute. They're probably needing all of these gears, or just as many as they can possibly get. In fact, what I could do is, let's go ahead and grab another one of these. We'll just put a log storage down here for coming in. There we go. That's starting to look better. Our food is starting to diversify just a bit as we're getting more stuff made. We're still waiting on these guys, though. Surprisingly, those are not in yet. Do I need anything specific from those? No, let's just say those are of higher priority. Now that we're starting to catch up just a little bit, we've got 8 beavers that don't have anything going on at the moment. So we'll let them, hey, tell you what, why don't you pull us in some more logs? That'll be some extra beavers. And then once these actually have power, we'll turn those on as well. And we can go turn off the science down there. Can they get to these? I'm not 100% sure they can. So we'll just put a road back there so that they can work on them. Hopefully it does not take them too long to put those in. Here, we probably don't need as many as those at the moment. We don't need probably these on at the moment either. We're just kind of going to use them for this small industrial area. But in all honesty, we could probably use a couple more of these guys. Let's see. We'll do something like this. Actually, let's do 4. We'll come across with the road. They can pick up all of that there. Let's say that's a bit more important. We'll get those in, so that's more important, so they pick those up. And we might as well put some of them over here to gather this stuff. Let's go ahead, grab this metal here. And then they can still take stuff back if they need to. Yeah, let's do 4. We'll grab another one of those. We'll say that's for scrap metal, and it can go out. And that hopefully should use a lot of the extra beavers that we have. Well, the population still keeps going up, but our food is not doing terrible, so I'm not exceptionally worried about it, but we'll keep an eye on it as they continue to build. They're finally starting to get to work on this area over here. In fact, they have just made these nice storage things here, so we're gonna make sure that these are set up correctly. We're gonna get those in there, and then we're gonna have to connect those in, but we're probably gonna have to pause those for a minute until everything else goes in. Back over here, they've pretty much got everything done. This nice little pop-up industrial area that we've got going on has really helped production. Now, my storage, it hasn't helped, but we have been building quite quickly, and we've got all of this in about a cycle, probably less than a cycle. We've had enough to take out the rest of the remaining blocks here with dynamite, so that's doing better. We just have a couple materials left. In fact, paper does seem to be a little low overall. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a couple more paper places right up here. Let's see if I can go there. That should connect those in. We'll take this out and let's grab paper. Can I put in? Yeah, I can put in 3 there. That'll work for now. We'll go ahead, connect you in there. In fact, can I turn this one sideways and get 4? No, I can't. If I do this though, can I put any kind of decent storage in here? Oh, we could do this. And then let's get a warehouse, and I can't do that, but I can do this. Put in 3 for paper, and just for good measure, we'll put a lucky shrub in there. There we go. 1 nice lucky shrub. That'll get them going on that. We've got plenty of extra beavers. It's jumped up to 30 beavers. We're still pulling in plenty of water, it looks like. In fact, we've got a good reservoir here, so it should be able to go through this whole drought season without too much issue. And wow, look at them go there. Let's say logs coming in, the rest can be paper going out, and then that way we'll have a little bit of backup for that. Paper, and more paper. There we go. And once we get our shrub in there, we should be good. This is all set up except for this battery, so we'll connect that in there. In fact, we'll say it's high priority. Everything's looking really good here. We're almost, you know what? Let's just go ahead and unpause those. They can wait for those trees to come in. We don't need the foresters right now, so we'll leave them paused. We've got plenty of science there. I could probably unpause these just in case we have more that need to come in. There we go. We'll unpause these, unpause those. Are you in there? You are not in there, but that's okay. They can always pull stuff from over here. There we go. And they can just sit there for now. No harm in that at the moment. We'll keep an eye on our food and water, but if it starts getting dire, we might just put in another pumping station here and pump more out of this and work on that. But I think that's going to do it for this time. Those little industrial stations are really nice that you can pop up with the Folktails. You don't have to try and connect them back to a bunch of wheels. You just kind of put them down and then it's good to go. But just want to say thank you very much for stopping by and hope to see you next time.